And welcome back. Our next guest is a military veteran, a philanthropist, and an author. He spoke with us about his wonderful book that he put out, Prove 'Em Wrong, an autobiography reflecting on his immigrant journey from Jamaica to the United States, his struggles and his triumphs, and his role as a father. Let's take a look at the conversation with Andrew Minott. Andrew, welcome.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Andrew, tell us about this journey from Jamaica to the United States. How did that look for you? How did that work for you?
Wow, it didn't start out too good because I can tell you that much. As I detail in the book, everything changed. My dad, we were supposed to be in New York with him. When I left Jamaica, he ended up shipping us to New Jersey. I ended up have to fend for myself. Everyone basically left me, and I wanted to go back home to Jamaica, but then my uncle had other ideas, and I ended up joining the Navy. From Newark, New Jersey, then got stationed in California. Went around the world on an aircraft carrier.
Whoa. What, you were in a battle group, right? What battle?
Yeah.
Was that the Roosevelt battle group?
No, I was on the Pacific cruise. So I was on the Westpac, so I was stationed in San Diego, California. So I was on the Western Pacific Battle Group 7, I think it was.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, thank you for your service.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And then from there went where?
Yeah, and from the Navy, I headed back, supposedly going back home to New Jersey, and then stopped in Texas to see my sister, stay there for a year, and things shifted a little bit. Then I moved on and went to college in Daytona, and from college, then I came to Miami in the hopes of going back to New Jersey. But a friend of mine from the Navy, his mom lived in Miami, and she said, "Why don't you stay here?" And I've been here since 1991.
There you go. You ever go back to visit?
Yeah, I've been back because my uncle lived there. My brother that used to live there, he had moved to Arizona, and he just recently passed. But my uncle stays in East Orange in Jersey. So I was there last year. I went back and I saw him. Yeah.
So you're sharing your story with others because?
Basically, the struggles of a single father, pretty much. Especially like black single fathers, we get a bad rep that we're bad deadbeat, and we don't provide for our children, and we do all these other negative things, and the whole thing that follows us. And basically, I'm trying to show that I'm stopping the negative stereotypes, and basically show that there's a lot of us out here that do things a lot for children, and we go through a lot of struggles, and we fight through a lot of red tape and all things that goes with it to make sure that our children are good. But sometimes you have obstacles along the way that basically lead you to feel like you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. And I detail a lot of that in the book because my whole personal life is detailed in this book. A lot of things.
So, but the most important thing that you want people to know is what? What's the takeaway here?
Basically, no matter what you go through, no matter what adversity, you can always survive and rise above all of that. Because it's like been there, done that. There's nothing that I've not been through. Been there, immigrant, joined the military, doing successful shows, concerts, having 20, 30,000 people attending, the biggest names in reggae dancehall attending, getting in trouble, getting locked up, going away to prison, coming back, still basically being there for my children, still doing successful concerts afterwards. And no matter what, nobody can tell you you can't do something. You can always rise above all the negative stereotypes and come out above. So I'm just here to tell people that as a single father, I've done so many things in my life. From basically nothing to something, nothing back to something. It's a roller
That's
coaster.
The ups and downs, right?
Yeah, the ups and downs. But I'm still here, though. I'm still here.
You've been through a lot, and we praise you, soldier. Thank you so much. How many children do you have?
I have 4 children, 3 boys, 1 girl.
And that's a heavy load. That's a lot of work right there.
It is,
One
especially
one
because
is
my
a
first
lot.
two sons. Yep,
Yeah,
it is. It is. Because my first two sons are with my first wife,
yeah.
and those are the boys I fought to get back, and I basically raised them. And when I got in trouble and went away, I was forced to left them, and it was hard. It was really hard, but that's what kept me going when I was locked up. And I detail all that in the book. Prior to that, I was, I was going around having a very successful life,
Yeah.
basically. You know, I was in a relationship with a very famous person who's actually in the headlines right now. I won't say who it is.
But
If you
she's in
want
your
to know,
book.
it's in the book.
She's in your book. You will find out. You don't have to say who she is. So all you have to
Yeah,
do is pick up your book, right? We'll find out that and a whole lot more.
pick up the book.
But I have to
See,
commend you
pick
because
up the book. It's right
you
here.
yeah. I'm going to get into that. But I have to commend you because you can't begin to take care of children until you can first begin to take care of yourself. When did you realize that when you were locked away?
It was tough because I even detail in the book it was so hard to write that part of my life
Yeah.
because I was very embarrassed. I was because I felt so stupid getting caught up in what I got caught up in. I was so naive. I was so trusting of people, and
Yeah.
but it learned me a lesson though. It taught me a big lesson that
You learned a
basically,
lot. You learned a whole lot.
yeah, I learned a lot. It is a lesson well learned. I tell you that much. I paid for it with a lot,
Yeah.
financially, mentally, spirit, everything within my life. I was like, it was the lowest of low I could have ever gone. I never thought I would even come back out on top. I was like, my life was over, But
Yeah. Did you think about writing that book while you were in prison?
no, no, never did. I never. The book was basically my publicist's idea because I was working with a rapper when I met him, Mr. Angelo Ellaby, and
Oh, yeah, yeah. All right.
yeah, and he told me, he said, "Why'd you write it?" I said, "Nobody wants to hear my story. Why? Why gotta do that?" And so said, so done. Here I am, because I pretty much listened to him. So
Yeah. And now everybody wants to pick the book up. How did you come up with the name? Prove them wrong. I mean, it makes sense, but
it was like in the book I detailed from my upbringing when my grandparents raised me.
yeah,
I always had to be proving something to somebody. For whatever reason, I don't even know why my life became like that.
yeah,
But it was a disappointment after disappointment. Like in the book, I talk about my first major disappointment when my grandmother disappointed me, and I had to like prove something to her. I proved something to my mom because my dad wasn't there. So that's why I
yeah.
had to like cut the cycle in the regards to being there for my sons. Because prior to my 18th birthday, I saw my dad maybe 5 times,
Wow.
and
Yeah.
you know, and two out of those 5 times, he either was beating me or
Oh,
working me like a dog.
yeah,
So, and it was basically I had to make sure I take a stand and say, you know what, I'm not going to perpetuate this cycle, especially with the stereotype with black single fathers and all that. So
yeah.
I made sure I was there for my sons
Hey,
throughout all the tribulations I went through. I made sure I was there.
Andrew, you've been through a lot. What would you tell others? Because a lot of people have that same story, single parent, maybe some of the things that you spoke about, in and out of jail and all that stuff, and hitting the highest of highs and the lowest of lows, and coming back and taking care of their family. Standing up, being a man, and say, "This is my purpose in life. Really, this is what I have to
Yeah,
do." I have these children and I have to take care of these children. And I have to, of course, make a living in order to do that. So you have the book out, you toured the world and everything. What advice would you give to a young person interested in, getting involved in maybe becoming an artist, whether it be writing or singing or rapping on stage?
I'll give them the advice that my cousin gave to me, the one who actually initially I was telling to write this book, Sugar Minott. I will say this: be true to yourself and make sure you love what you do. If you get into
Uh,
entertainment industry, make sure you truly love it, because it will never always it will certainly never always be glamorous. And if you don't truly love it, you're gonna start hating it, hating people, hating your life because you're gonna be like, why did I do this? I don't want, because if you're doing it for a different reason, make sure you truly love it and love what you do. And
Yeah.
everything will fall into place. Because when I got that advice to make sure I love music before I got into it, I didn't understand what the question was. And then as soon as I got more, my cousin said, "You see, this is what I'm talking about. Make sure you truly love this."
Yeah.
And basically, I took his advice, and I fell in love with music, and basically that's why everything seems so easier, not easy, easier going forward.
No, I hear you. Somebody once came to me and tapped on a microphone and said, you know what this is all about? You know what this is all about? And my dumbass at the time said, yes, a microphone, to myself. But you
Yeah,
come to find out later on, as you grow in the business and grow in life and you become more passionate about what you want to do in life, that microphone means a whole lot. I mean,
a
you're
lot.
influencing and persuading people to move in a certain direction, and it goes bigger than that. We'll speak about that at another time. But yes, I see what you're saying. You stick to your craft and just go for it. Go all the way. You just got to be passionate about it and love it. I hear what you're
Yeah,
saying. Um,
exactly.
do I see a book tour on the horizon? What's going on with that? We're gonna come
Hey,
get a book signed somewhere.
yeah, I actually, when the book came out February 1st, I did a book launch signing in Miami,
Yeah.
in collaboration with Reggae Month, Inner Circle, and it was very successful. It was. I surprised myself actually. So with that, my publicist and I, we're setting up a tour. I also want to go to Jamaica, where it all started,
All
basically,
right.
to give back and talk to a lot of kids and, visit different, like prisons, homes, whatever it is I have to do. Because if I can inspire a few people, I'm good. That's the main objective. It's
And
about helping others too.
and and, and what are you gonna name that tour?
Proven wrong tour.
There you go. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. The Prove 'em Wrong tour.
Prove everybody wrong. Everybody that ever doubted you.
There you
Everybody
go.
who said you couldn't do something. You're gonna prove all them wrong. That, you know what, I can
Yeah.
do this. I can
Give,
rise above every obstacle and come out of it.
yeah.
That's
Give me
what
the
makes.
website. Give me the website, social media, and everything, and I got a wrap.
Yeah, my website is www.anchorminot, my last name, anchorminot.com. And all my social media handles are Drew Minott. My Instagram at Drew Minott, my Twitter, my Facebook, everything is all Drew Minott.
Yeah. Andrew Minott, author. Prove 'em wrong, baby. Nice talking to you, all right?
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Appreciate it.
And we extend our thanks to Andrew for joining us and sharing his book with us. We wish him continued success with everything that he is doing. All right, stay tuned. We'll take a break right here. I've got more coming up next, right here on Open.